guys doing? Welcome to the Fukaries, and today is March the 21st. It is 2026, and as we stand, I think we're I don't know, like 2 weeks or so, almost going on 3 weeks into this Iran debacle our nation has gotten into. And although it is enriching some of the already very wealthy and those who might be some up and coming stars in the energy sector, the rest of us is still hurting. We're still paying tariffs that haven't been taken off, tariffs that have been ordered to be removed and then imposed again. I believe 12 and 15%, whatever it may be. There's still tariffs on us, the small, the poor, the we. And we, the people, is starting to look like something, like they don't care about it anymore. They don't care about we, the people, anymore. Oh, man. But, yeah, man. Still support your small businesses. Still support your local, whatever is going on. Still vote. Still go get registered to vote. Still go get your ID, your driver's license, your voter registration card. If you can get your birth certificate, go get it before it's too fucking late. If you can get your passport, I know it's like $160, 200, 250, whatever it may be, to get that passport. Get that passport, because in the event you have to think a couple steps ahead and get the hell out of here to somewhere where you might be safer, you need to do it, because they're drawing a lot of negative energy to the area, and that's really bad for the country's current aura. And I don't know what kind of aura they're farming, because I don't understand that term yet, but I've been wanting to say that because people are telling me about aura farming. And no, I don't rock vibes, and I don't rock auras. I don't make decisions on that. I look at historical data, the patterns that certain people follow. Any given news stories in the last 20 years. If you follow any of the politics, you've seen some of this stuff before. We saw this with Bush and Gore. We saw this when the state of Florida had one of the Bush brothers, I feel, blatantly manipulate the elections. And that's what we're kind of walking into right now, is a president so scared to lose power and be impeached by legal means, and also just due to poor performance. If he was working at any other job, you would have fired him already for messing up your finances, messing up your income, whatever it is. But it really is the fuckery. The beer fuckery they're doing is they're playing with the taxpayer money. He's not playing with his own money. He's playing with the money that we sweat and blood, sweat, and tears for. People go through shit at their job every day. They have to be good with their customer service. They have to follow the rules. They have to follow the laws. They have to uphold standards so that he can have this tax money to do all kinds of dumb shit in your country and make you look bad. And there's a demographic of people he's making look exceptionally bad. Like, y'all had a somewhat good reputation at some point in the last 50 years, and he's taking that and just throwing it into the dump. I'd feel bad if he was representing my demographic of people, but he does not. Alright, so he makes people that are somewhat successful, somewhat, famous, somewhat, have some kind of influence. He makes all of y'all look bad. And the people in his circle make y'all look bad. And I sometimes you hear about guilt by association, birds of a feather flock together, those type of things. It's exactly what you're seeing. And a lot of it from the time this started, and I may have touched on this in the last episode, is that the projection is everything. Everything they say about somebody else is going to do, or they accuse somebody of, is exactly what they're doing. Like, literally, if they're calling people terrorists, they have been the terrorists the entire time. And always always, guys, thank you if you're watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I always get back at everybody in the comments. Um, and it's just fun to have people to talk with about little current events, and also too, if you guys have your take on the story, or you would like to add some information, and also too, like, if you have something and you have like some a credible source, tell me about it. I want to hear about it. That's fine with me. Um, I love to go into the story too, and also you never know, you might have something nobody else has heard before. So even like recently, they were like the government bought the website or something for the HTML for aliens.gov. Why would they do that? I have no idea. But there's some stuff they're trying to escape. Besides the obvious, uh, they're trying to, and I think has been the modus operandi, the operating stance of the whole uh, Project 2025 crew is, let's blitzkrieg the system and the people with so many different issues at one time that we overload the system, and then at the same time you underfund, defund pivotal points in the system that would hold up different sections of the government and the populace to, I guess, essentially be the checks and balances and to be the pushback against what they're doing. But they have effectively hindered parts of the government that would normally react, or that we've seen normally react. But pardon me, just one moment here. Thank you for. All right, I just have to attend some outside of the camera matters. But yeah, basically they're trying to blitzkrieg the entire, just all the different sections of the the country that can make a difference. They're trying to overload it with something that's gonna, end up in court, something that's gonna end up in a, pardon me, got the sniffles. But it's gonna end up in court. It's gonna end up going to the Supreme Court, back and forth. They're gonna appeal it. It's gonna waste a lot of taxpayer dollars to challenge things that are like blatant constitutional violations, blatant civil rights violations, and then there's certain things they're gonna take to court and try to just get rid of outright. Like they did Roe versus Wade. So we're dealing with people that just don't like other people having access to things that they would have had normally, just for being citizens or living in the country or whatever. But this attack on all different fronts of American culture, of American society, is also taking its toll on the rest of the world, where the isolation kind of position they put themselves in, where earlier they did the tariffs and they costed a lot of people money, and you saw China clearly took the lead economically in the world, and it kind of gave the rest of the world the hint, hey, we can do this without the U.S. Europe is like already trying to figure out a way how to defend themselves after Trump made the attack comments on Greenland. Um, excuse me. The Canada as the 51st state comment. The kidnapping of the Venezuelan president and his wife. The actions in Cuba, he's starving and basically just causing turmoil in that country far beyond what is necessary. And ultimately the attack in Iran, it's like the word diplomacy does not exist. If it does, it exists with the people that kiss his butt. And like, how long are you gonna do that? Like, if you have respect for yourself, you're not really gonna do that. And we don't know how long he has to keep up this front, because ultimately, the law where some people still adhere to international law. That's going to catch up in some world court where they're going to say, hey, somebody's not allowed, somebody has to go to the Hague, somebody has to show up. Netanyahu's already wanted here and there, and every so often you hear he might be dead, but who knows. Um, the the movement that is, oh, check out my lizard friend, like he knew I was here from the last time. Sneak up on me. I seen you. You see him over there? Oh wait. I don't know if you guys didn't see my video with the lizards, but this guy was on here the last time. He's like a green animal or possibly a young Cuban night animal, and they slightly change color, but he came the last time I was here, like just to show up. I did a video with him, one of my other videos. I think it's like a lizard standoff or something. Yeah, that's my little buddy. He was coming up to me just now. He snuck up on me real good. Now I don't know if he's challenging me or something like that, but that's another video. The animals in my backyard. Um, but yeah, like I'm saying, like all the isolation techniques and all the misery he's causing to the people across the world. Like Lebanon's getting bombed by Israel for what? They wasn't even in the situation, but I guess everybody around the area got to get some. Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Qatar, whoever. Um, but I guess it's fine. It's fine as long as they're not bombing us on our shores, right? They're not bombing Mar-a-Lago. They're not bombing New Jersey. They're not bombing San Francisco. They're not bombing Ohio, Washington State, Washington D.C. They're bombing, Canada, just to everybody off. And there's like also too what there seems in play is like a lot of false flag attacks, false flag situations occurring in order to provoke retaliation on one side or the other. And I think more than uh, you know 9 out of 10 times it's probably us or our ally who keeps causing problems for us. Um, and then you have the other things going on where you have this third party where the the leadership of the U.S. also has a close relationship with the leadership of Russia, who is also a close friend of Iran. So is this all some song and dance we're being played so that weapons can be sold and oil can be sold and one country gets rich and one country stays in war, and this keeps this person in power, and they all get to manipulate the money and the markets, and they tell you the stock market is 50 grand and it doesn't really matter because you don't have stocks. Is this one of those times where I'm supposed to be like, I must digress? Well, if I must digress, I must digress. It's the springtime. Just some time ago, I was telling you guys, beware the Ides of March in the last episode. And sure enough, right around the middle of March, we're paying $5 a gallon in some places, $4 over here. Um, in the state of Florida, it's spring break time. I know them kids are feeling it on the gas. Everybody better get five on it. Like, literally putting $5 on gas each, right? I don't know. That's what I would do. Also too, if you're here on spring break, you know, take advantage of the free things, the national parks. Um, uh, I don't know what else is free out here really. I haven't been out in so long. I usually just stay in my house and play video games. I have lots of green tea and get regular walks in the neighborhood. So yeah, it's like jeez, man, like I can't remember what it was like when I had that energy. Actually, I mean I do. When I had that energy, I'm like I'm gonna go out for spring break and like go party and go bar hopping and meet up with all my friends and pay for parking and pay $10 for a drink, and whew, no. We used to have some fun spring breaks. Um, Me and the guys I used to run with, we used to go to they used to call it the Grand Prix. I don't know if I told you guys about this. I don't know. Anyway, it's the Grand Prix, the Racerama. It became Boomers later on, and it's like go-kart racing and video games and popcorn and prizes, all kinds of stuff, Fun times. And then also too, like I remember, like later in the year, it would be like the county fair, and county fairs are fun, like especially if like you're going on like a date or something like that. Maybe you got like a little family gathering for Thanksgiving. That's usually when we would have the county fair. Was like Thanksgiving time. The last time I went to it was actually outside the mall where I worked, and we were there for a little while. But I was like, at this point in my life, I don't really eat all those like carnival foods like I used to. But yeah, man, yeah, man. But it is hard to watch people suffer right now. Like I was watching some of the fishermen talk about how all the people in that industry, the fishermen, the farming, these guys who work blue collar industries or own those businesses, those farms, they can't even afford fertilizer, or they can, but fertilizer, fuel, feed, all those things cost money to feed this country and also the countries that import or export with us. They're all feeling it around the world, not just us. And it's because of one man and his stupid decisions. I would say it's many people, but this is just the impulsive attitude and uh, just headstrong action of a person who doesn't have any leadership skills, but really wants you to like him and really wants you to feel he can accomplish the goal. It's a good salesman. Like if he was to try to sell a product, he would probably sell it, and he's sold so many people, which is why so many say he's one of the best grifters alive. Because if you're not able to catch those things, you're gonna get with the George Bush, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you can't get fooled again. Y'all are getting fooled. This is the third time many people have gotten fooled with this guy. Some people stay second time, some people stay first time, but this is a hard fool to get, man. Like the cost of so many different materials went up, whether it was your PlayStation or your automobile or your house or the materials or different products. You had sacrifice, and now I think supposedly some people are supposed to get like a refund back on the tariffs. Like a lot of the big companies, your FedExes, your Home Depots, the big corporations that are his friends are going to get that money back. But remember, they've already profited from all the damage. The people who are suffering is the people who had to come out of their pocket with their little bit of money to afford those things. It's not the rich people that got hurt. They could always afford those things and write off the cost. Some people will write off the cost to a charity. So, like they didn't care what was going to happen to those people anyway. He was like, my people, who I'm representing, the corporate class, the Epstein class, they're going to be fine. They're going to be able to bounce back, which is why he was saying it's going to be painful at first. He wasn't talking to us. It's going to be painful the whole time for us. But for the rest of the people, the business class, oh yeah, they can write some of that stuff off if they're rich enough, if they're successful enough. So he wasn't talking about the small businesses that depend on, fuel every day or depend on, buying certain items every day that were imposed upon by tariffs. And even right now, the cost of gas, if you're doing a business where you have a food truck, for instance, and you want to fill up your food truck every day, and maybe you're pretty busy and you got to go back and forth and you have multiple vehicles, or maybe you're a lawn service and you have to fill up multiple gas tanks throughout the day or something like that. It's going to cost you, it's going to inconvenience you, it's going to affect your family, it's going to affect what's on your plate. So they don't even consider that. I mean, he could have said at least, hey, if I'm going to screw up the freaking fuel supply, hey, everybody, I'm going to send out a stimulus, and everybody's going to get like a year of food stamps. You're going to get like $300 a month. And I would be like, you know what? Okay, cool. You screwed up, but at least you did something to help us out. That didn't happen. Instead, it's Venezuela should be the 51st state because they won the baseball tournament. Man, the ballroom needs better drapes. The doors are going to be amazing. It's going to have the highest ceilings. I'm going to take the pillars off the front of the White House. You know, demolish the Rose Garden. Whatever the hell it is. Just know he wants, he's like a little toddler, and he saw you built a very, very nice Lego building. And he's like, I want to knock down your stupid Lego building and build my own Lego building because I'm going to make the Lego buildings great again. No, but I know that's not it, but it sucks. It sucks that we're being run by somebody, you know, I want to say demented, but people tell me he has dementia. And I'm like, what are we going to do about this? Like, there's people who are going to grow up thinking he is normal. He is the epitome of what a man should be. He has lowered the bar for the American president, for the American businessman, for the American fucking dictator. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, I think some people say this is what other people see in him is that he is likable because they see themselves in him. And if this is what a lot of people see in themselves, I'm like, man, you can be better. You can be better. Have faith in yourself. You can be better than that. All right, this guy has a lot of like positives going on in his life just because of who he was born and what he was entitled to by his family status. But like, you know, you can work hard and do what you got to do too. You don't have to let this be your role model in life. Like, you know, a lot of you guys out there, you guys can really like success shouldn't be measured by how much money a person's making or what kind of freaking scam they're getting away with. Like, I don't know, and to each his own. You know, if you gotta scam people to get by, and that's what you do, so be it. That's it. But the leader of the free world should have a little bit more integrity, a little bit more decency about themselves, a little bit more fairness, because you don't want the people that you're trying to bring up to be false. Like they're according to him, they're going to be fake ass Christians. They're going to be fake ass politicians. They're going to be bad businessmen. They're going to renege on their agreements. They're going to chicken out on their threats. You know, or they're gonna cause other people to try to fight for them, like what's going on right now. Like after all this shit, he's trying to get other people involved with his issues and his the what is a war essentially. He's trying to he was trying to prove he's so bad and he got things under control, and also distract from his very, very well known case. Um, it's not it's not like some of the politicians, they say it's not going to go away because you started a war. It's not going to go away because you're getting older. You know, like they might take it easy on him because some of them love him or whatever it is, but it's like the standards you're setting now is going to be Future presidents can do dumb shit like this again now because you let him do this. They're gonna go back and be like, well, 4 years ago you let such and such freaking do what he did and nobody said nothing. The Supreme Court was quiet. So now, no matter what the Supreme, like he's already violated Supreme Court rulings, orders, and stuff like that when it came down to not deporting people with Homeland Security, and also, Noam got fired, but and I'm sure some more people will go, but uh, constantly I'm asking myself, what the fuck are we doing? When did we like? I felt so normal when Biden was the president. I miss Biden so like Biden with cancer is better than anything Trump could do. Biden in a wheelchair, in a walker, with a cane. Um, Even if Biden was a brain like Krang from the Ninja Turtles in a body, and he was just like in the middle, like that would be fine. And Biden's just right here, and he's just giving orders. That'd be all right compared to anything we're getting with Trump. We can be so much better off, and we're not. But the big thing is, um, we all can still get prepared. We can all go and vote when the time is ready. And when you go to vote, make sure you show up in force with a couple people. Come with your crew. Don't necessarily come like you're ready to hurt nobody, but come so that nobody's gonna mess with you at all. Like um, find your community. Find your local polling station or election stations or whatever it is. Um, and the important thing is to also keep up with your boycotts of these places that aren't supporting, whether it's they're not supporting DEI or they're pro, you know, the pro Israel or pro war or pro uh, bad dictatorship policies, whatever it is. Keep up with your boycott of these people because at the very end of the day, you have to hit them in the pockets. That's what they're using. They're using our own money that we're making. They're getting it through tax revenue. We have no say. They can't filter it. Also, remember, very, very important, uh, the March 28th No Kings parades. It's going to be little marches. It's going to be big marches. It's going to be barbecues. It's going to be some people on the beach. It's going to be some people at the mall. It's going to be some people at the maybe at the Waffle House. It's going to be people uh, celebrating their right to protest, protesting against things they think are unfair and unjust. It's going to be people fighting for their loved ones. It's going to be people fighting for the rights of their servicemen who can't necessarily have their own say because they've already, committed themselves to serving the country. So sometimes they're not in a position to say what they want to say and protest, but they want to make sure that they're in a position to help their friends and their teammates and so forth. Um, and then just also to, in the coming month, in the coming months, educate yourself. If you got time, read the Constitution for a couple of times. It's not so long. You can read it, and just know that there's things blatantly being violated in the Constitution, whether it's your right to bear arms or freedom of speech, or just various different search and seizure, all those things. Uh, Go over it. You have time. It's the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, and whether you're in the armed services, whether you're the post office, which they're saying is going to go away soon, whether you're a student, whether you're a nurse, a doctor, a janitor, a teacher, a policeman, whoever you are, whether you're an unemployed person, maybe you're homeless, whoever you are, you live in this country and you deserve to learn the history, learn the accurate history, and know your rights, know the laws, and know that there are ways that you can always stand up for yourself and your community and the people that can give you the advantage where sometimes they have taken it away unfairly. Nobody's saying you have to have an unfair advantage. You just have some people just want to have an equal footing as somebody else, and some people feel that you're not entitled to that. And that's a big part of what's going on right now. Whether it's bigotry, whether it's what they call Zionism, whether it's some people are pro this or pro that. You're pro life. You're not pro life. You're pro Israel. You're pro Palestine. Whatever it is, people are forgetting that it took so many different races and different cultures and classes of people to come here and build pretty much what we consider as an advanced society. Although it could be looking like Dubai and Japan and China over here, it doesn't. But that will come, I guess, at some point once we get the right people doing the right things. Pardon me. I need to take a breath real quick. So yeah. What else? What else was I gonna say? I don't remember. I will say, um, I am happy for Venezuela not having Maduro, so that's a good thing. The the enemy has done. That's what I'll say. That's a good thing he has done. He has made some use of himself in that maybe he's given those people a chance. Maybe he's given the people of Cuba a chance. I don't know yet because it's like some people. It's not a permanent solution of the things they're trying to do, but it's also it's a double-edged sword where it'll help one way or the other, but the way he's going about it, there were already agreements going on before, but he didn't have to do it the way he's doing it. Like I said, there's a lack of diplomacy, and that's gonna go around the world just now. So, I think there is some good things they were trying to do or trying to get done, and maybe they were trying to rush it because they realized that it was such a threat that he's gonna get impeached once the election goes through. And right now, they're actively trying to suppress voters and kind of tamper with elections from now. Whether it's the election voting machines or the polling centers or the officials officiating the elections, they're trying to get their hands in all of it. And, officially, they're going to say it's fine, everything is good to go. But unofficially, we have no clue. We have no clue what the election is going to hold. We don't know, I still think the last elections may have been a little bit suspect because of some stuff Elon Musk was doing. And it's just that, once again, with the projection, Trump projected that there's going to be a rigged election so hard that I feel like he was the one rigging the election. It just feels like characteristic of the guy at this point. And anyways, the No Kings protest is going to be on March 28th, and go enjoy yourself. Say hi to people. Be nice. You don't have to, give them your life story or nothing like that. Make sure you take your water, your coolers. Pick up your litter after yourself. You don't have to litter and be a pig. I would say bring snacks to share with everybody because that's always nice, right? I'm gonna try to be there with my grill or something like that. I was gonna think maybe I can cook ahead of time, but let me see how that goes. So yeah, definitely go enjoy yourself, meet some people, build a community. And if it's going to be obviously in your area, you have a good chance to um, meet one another, link up regularly, organize, different, I would say not different resistance, but, just like find ways to inform people around yourself. It's not that you want to build like a cult like following, it's just that you want to be like, hey, whoever you can come across, if they ask you, yo, this is what I'm trying to get done right now, and like, like for me, for instance, uh, I think like the funding for cancer research for certain stuff was defunded. The FDA was deregulated. The EPA was deregulated. The CDC was silenced. All these different things have happened, and it's like I want to inform people like these things are going to matter to you. So whether you're getting salmonella or E. coli, or they're not telling you about a new disease or a current one that's going crazy, you have to hold somebody accountable for the things that may or may not happen to you concerning the way the government regulates certain stuff, and I think that's important as well. But anyway, there's all kinds of things you can sit there and talk to your friends and the people in your community about once you go to these parades or whatever the hell it is. It's just fun to meet some other people who are concerned about what the hell is going on. Because like I said, there's people from military families who are concerned about their loved ones who are on the front lines or serving for whatever purpose. You have people who, they're concerned about their businesses. You have people who are concerned about their kids' education. Once again, we got Linda McMahon in charge of education, and they're trying to redirect funding for public schools and different allocations to public schools to charter schools, which of course are run and profited by people who are mainly in conservative conservative circles. So their whole objective in government is to enrich their friends and family while convincing the average Joe that they are religious and pro-family and pro-hard work and pro-capitalism and this and that. And like they're lying to people, and it's hard to convince them because they put on a nice suit and they speak the nice way and they're cut and they're clean and they're crisp and the presentation is like a car salesman. And any salesman kind of understands when you're trying to hit them with the salesman technique. So I see it all the time with these people, but it's like the average person is just fooled by it. So, yeah, we're gonna have this parade or the No Kings Rally or whatever it is. Go out there with your friends, have a good time, um, and hopefully you go to one where something's fun is gonna happen. I don't know, maybe it'll be like a bounce house or something. Without anyways, enjoy yourself and be safe. Don't break the law. And if you do it for a good reason. Um, and what else? Yeah, that's about it, man. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. This has been the Fookeries with Travis Singh. And always remember, I don't say a thing where I be like, always remember, right? So maybe I should develop a thing that I say at the end of the show, like, shooby dooby doo. No, no, that's not a good thing to say. I'm gonna work on my ending catchphrase thing, right? Because everybody needs like a catchphrase or something. Um, hmm. I will work on that. Anyways, you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. This has been the Fookeries, as I've said before. Um, Dang, I could really come up with a catchphrase, but I just can't. It is so hard. And that lizard hasn't come back either yet. Hmm. Well, well, well. Anyways, like, share, subscribe. Check out the link on the bottom or in the description if you want to support the channel. I do appreciate that. Money sign the Travis Faction on Cash App. And have a great day.